Okay.
All right. Hello and
Right.
welcome. You're more than welcome to unmute for now. We're just going to give it a couple more minutes before we start. We just saw you in the waiting room. Wanted to let you in. Mario, you looks
Yes,
like you're in paradise there, man.
I am. I'm
Uh,
gonna wait a couple minutes and then we'll get started.
let's see here. You get off on the ship, Mario, on the 7th
On December 7th, yeah.
on that cruise?
Yeah. Hello.
Let's see here. We can ask. We'll let you say hi. I think you might be muted. If you want to unmute and say hi, you're more than welcome to. I'll send you the request. There we go.
Yeah, yeah. Hi, Mario. Haven't seen you in a while.
I know. Oh, there you go. Pen and paper. Yeah, all ready.
Yes.
Ready to go. Hello and welcome. Hi,
Hi,
Nancy.
Nancy.
You're more than
Hi, how are you?
How's it going?
Good yourself?
Oh,
Are
it's
you
going
still on
good.
a cruise?
Yeah, until December 7th.
Oh, wow. Lucky one.
must be nice, huh? I'm telling you. I can't complain. I was on board with him for the last 2 weeks. So
Oh, there you go.
we're just kind of hanging out a little bit. We're going to get started here in a few minutes, but we figured to let you guys in, come in and say hi. We're excited. It's coming up. Ready or not, here we come.
There you go.
Do you cruise a lot? Have you guys been on a cruise before?
Just once.
Okay. And how about you, sir? You been on a cruise? Oh, you're muted over there. It's all right. Don't worry about it. You can give us some.
Oh, a few. Yeah, a few.
Okay, cool. So while we're waiting, I'll just give you guys some fun facts. If we haven't met, my name is Alex. I'm a cruise expert. That's what I do. I'm on a cruise ship about 100 days a year. I love cruising, and I've been my whole life. My uncle's the captain for a cruise line, and so I've been on from top to bottom, ins and out. So if you guys have any questions, let me know. Marina, I see you.
We're gonna go over some topics that we made a little list of topics, and then at the end we'll take some questions if we didn't answer any questions that you guys have.
David, welcome, David. Hello, sir.
Hello.
Man, no, every time I see your face, I get a smile. This young man right here made me conquer one of my fears. He's laughing because he knows why. And he made me go down a very challenging water slide, which was very scary for me, let me tell you. I normally don't do that, but he wouldn't let me not do it. And changed my life forever, let me tell you. You remember that, sir? All right. Let's see here.
Mario, is that AI generated background, or you're actually on an
It's
island?
it's from Zoom. It's from Zoom.
Oh,
I'm
it's
I'm
generated.
actually in my cabin on a ship right now, so I figured this was a little bit nicer to look at.
Oh, okay, cool.
He's in, if I'm not mistaken, Mario, where are you at in the world today? I think you're in Cabo,
I'm
right?
in Cabo San Lucas.
Cabo San Lucas, beautiful port.
Yeah.
All right, so give it another minute
All
here.
right.
We'll jump right in.
Yeah, I'll give it another minute and then I'll start the introduction and put the give the baton to Alex and oh, got more people.
We're good enough. That's fine. Mario, we'll go ahead and grant these approvals for now. That's all good, just so we can share the information. I took care of that. Cool. Hello and welcome to everybody. Thanks for joining us. We're just about to get started. Give it another couple seconds here.
Yes. Okay, so let me start. Welcome everyone, and very excited. That's the last session, info session, before we will see each other on the ship. We have a list of subjects we're going to cover, and if you can all stay muted until the end, and if we did not cover any topics that you have questions, maybe you can raise your hand at the end and we'll answer your questions one-on-one. But for now, the session is being recorded as well, and we will send an email with the recording after if your significant other needs to watch it. But we'll start right now, and Alex is gonna go ahead and start with the online check-in process.
And for those of you who don't know, because he's so excited, he forgot. I don't even know if you did, then I didn't hear it. My bad. But that's Mario Lamar. And my name is Alex, guys. Thanks for joining us. I'm going to give you a lot of information in a short amount of time. I'm a cruise expert. We plan events in and out all day. So I'll get started here. And like Mario said, if I don't answer your questions, feel free to ask towards the end of the chat. Very excited to have each and every one of you on board. I know some of you attended last year. Thanks for coming back. And it's ultimately all about networking, team building, all while having fun, and make it a tax write-off as well, right? Can't complain about that part. Okay, we're going to start with online check-in. So online check-in is something that's going to take place 14 days prior to boarding. Now, this is very important for a couple reasons, okay? First of all, let me give you that date and time because it's a little tricky. It's 14 days prior at midnight, Miami time, East Coast time here in the US, right? So that's going to be January 30th, 2026. January 30th, 2026 at midnight. The reason why I'm giving you this specific time is because the online check-in not only is important to complete, but when you complete it determines a very important factor, and that's what time you board the ship. In the port of Miami, it is known as the cruise mecca of the world. That cruise port could have 10 ships in port at a day, okay? So that means it's 10 ships worth of people trying to board the ship. My advice and recommendation is board the ship as early as possible. The earlier you can get to the ship and get on the ship, the less traffic you'll have on the way to boarding. It makes boarding a little easier, okay? Now, the way they determine when you board the ship, your boarding time is based off of first come, first serve at check-in. So if you check in sooner, you're going to have an earlier boarding time on the ship versus if you wait 3 or 4 days or even just one day to check in. Fine, you can do that, but you will get a later port arrival time. And if you have to arrive later to the port, you will have a little bit more traffic going in. Just a little pro tip, okay? So online check-in, midnight East Coast time. You want to make sure you get in there as soon as possible. What happens in the online check-in and what are you going to accomplish during that process? Couple things, very important. Number one, your travel documentation will be inputted. So that's where you're going to give Carnival all the information you need to travel. Your bed setup in the cabin. Maybe you're traveling with a significant other. Maybe it's a business partner and you want to make sure there's that space between the two beds. That's where you'll pick your bedding setup for your cabin particularly. It's also where you're going to set up your financials for your online account, your onboard account, So if you, once again, you're traveling with separate parties, somebody you don't know, you want to have different financial responsibilities, you are going to accomplish that in the online check-in. Now, during the online check-in, you'll either have one of two options for your financials on board. You can put a credit card or debit card on file, and all your charges will go to that card. Or you can select to do what is called a cash account. It's the button right next to the credit card button, and you can do a cash account where when you arrive at the port, you will load cash into an onboard account. You utilize that cash. When it runs out, you add more. Whatever you don't use, you cash out at the end of the cruise. So you can have a different financial account for each person in the stateroom, or you can have everybody in the stateroom on one card or one cash account. Up to you at check-in. Mario, before I go into my next topic, online check-in real quick, I did remember one thing. You'll know it's completed and when it's done right when you can physically print your boarding pass and luggage tags, okay? It is very important, this will save you another headache at the port, that you physically print them. Carnival does not take them on your phone or mobile. You need a printed copy of your boarding pass, so be sure to print that out. Luggage tags will also be given to you at the conclusion of check-in. They're very easy. You fold them, they come instructions printed on them, and you wrap them around your handle on your luggage. Now, right when you get to the port, there will be what we call porters. They have bright vest on, hand them your luggage, and you're good to go to embarkation. Mario, anything on online check-in you want to add?
No, the you can also carry your luggage on board if you don't want to have a porter take them, but it's up to you.
I'll explain pros and cons then. Just a second, we're going to talk about the first day on board, what happens right when you get on board, and I'll touch on if you carry your luggage on, how that works and what to do. Okay, with that being said, we're going to jump into our next topic, which is going to be airport and hotels. If you've purchased your flights and hotels already, great. If not, now's the time to do so. We're getting close, guys, so I definitely recommend you do that sooner than later. Let's talk about airports. You have two options. The cruise is leaving out of the port of Miami. But when it comes to airports, you have Miami Airport. There's also Fort Lauderdale. So whatever is the cost efficient or convenient for you, you can choose either Miami or Fort Lauderdale. I will tell you that Miami Airport is a lot closer than Fort Lauderdale. Miami Airport with traffic is anywhere from a 10 to 15 minute drive, 20 at the most. Fort Lauderdale is 30 minutes, 45 with traffic, okay? So remember, you might save money on the airfare. You will have, a bigger Uber ride, a longer Uber ride or Lyft. We'll talk about transportation here in just a second. So those are the two airports. Very important, I cannot stress this enough. Arrive at least one night before. Do not, I don't care where you're at, try to come in the day of the cruise. It's very risky, very, very risky. I highly recommend one day. If you can swing 2 days, go 2 days and enjoy one day in Miami. It's in downtown Miami and the port is beautiful. There's bars, restaurants, nightlife is great. A lot to do during the day, but definitely jump in one day, at least arrive the day before.
We are in winter. If there's a storm, flights can be canceled. You don't want to take that chance.
We did have one attendee have to meet us at our first port of call on last year's cruise because of weather cancellation flying in the same day. So definitely fly in a day before. Now, with that being said, if you fly in a day before, where do you stay, right? Have a couple options. If I recommend staying in Miami, personally, a lot more to do. Fort Lauderdale is nice too if you just want to stay close to the airport there, but I highly recommend Miami. If you're flying into Miami Airport, you could check into the Hyatt MCO. It's a Hyatt built into the airport. It's convenient. You land, you're at your hotel. That's an option. My personal favorite is going to be staying at the port. Take the ride right after you land, get to the port area, right on the boardwalk. There's hotels. Now you have options from budget hotels to, high-end, very luxury properties. My personal favorite property is going to be the Intercontinental in Miami. It is kind of on the higher end of these hotels, but it's gorgeous. And you can walk to the nightlife, dinner, restaurants, activities right around there. It's amazing. Mario and I have stayed there when we actually did the ship inspection.
Yeah, and I just released a video maybe two weeks ago on my Facebook and Instagram about that area where Alex is talking. So if you want to see what it looks like, go on my Facebook or my Instagram. You'll see a reel about the that area close to the port.
It's an amazing boardwalk, so check that out. But we stayed at it's a YVE hotel actually recently. It was a little bit more budget friendly, and it was nice, and it was right there. Now, when it's port day, cruise day, I'm sorry, if you are staying in that downtown area, it's a 5-minute Uber or Lyft ride to the ship. Very convenient, okay? So that's why I like it. You have food and entertainment nearby for the day before, and on cruise day, you're right there. You don't have to travel. So those are your options on hotels. It's up to you on where you decide to stay the night before, but ultimately try to get to that port sooner than later on cruise day to beat the traffic. Pack some patience for boarding day because traffic does get a little hectic, but they do have it down packed. It's pretty efficient. Let's jump into first day on board. So you've made it to your hotel. You flew into Miami or Fort Lauderdale. Next day, we get on the ship. The first day on a cruise ship sometimes gets a little hectic, okay? But if you know what to do and what to expect, you can enjoy every minute of your cruise, and that's where we're here to help you out. Staterooms aren't available until 1:30 in the afternoon. So if you decide to carry your own luggage on board, you will have to take that luggage with you everywhere you go around the ship until 1:30 p.m. I can tell you they normally start boarding at 11 a.m., all right? Between 11 and 11:30 a.m. in the morning is normally when they start boarding the ship. And if you check in early, you're going to get an 11 or 11:30 check-in time. So therefore, I would recommend arriving to the port at around 10:30, an hour before, just like you would a flight. hang out in the terminal. They'll tell you where to go. By the time you get through the process, it takes 30 minutes. You're on the ship as one of the first people aboard. You can head to lunch and enjoy lunch on board, but ultimately one thing that you're going to have to do is check in at our event registration, our check-in. This is where the fun begins. You're going to come see Mario and I and our team. We'll have that announced at a later date on where the location will be. And come to the event registration. That's where you're going to get your badge. You're going to get your goodies, your merch, your awesome shirts. You're going to get the programs of our schedules. The programs are very important. We're going to talk about that here in just a second. But stop by the event registration. There's two things you're going to have to do: event registration and muster drill. Muster drill is the place that you're going to meet up in the unlikely event of an emergency on board. Your day can't start unless you go there and check in. So event registration when you get on board, and muster station, and then lunch and the rest of the day to explore the ship is on you for that boarding day. At 1:30, cabins are available. People say, well, why would I carry my own luggage on board if they'll take it for me? If they take your luggage, if you check it in curbside, you're not going to get that luggage possibly up until 5 or 6 p.m. on the first night. So definitely pack a day bag for things that you may need, and do not put essential items in that luggage, because you will not get it right away. You may get it sooner, but it could take up until 6 p.m. on the first day to get your luggage. Now, you bring your luggage on board. The advantages at 1:30, you can unpack and settle in. So totally up to you whether you want to bring that luggage with you or check it in. Get something to eat, enjoy, and then you'll have our program, and you'll see we'll have our first networking event. Our first meetup will be on that evening of the first day. That's where we get to meet the group all together for one time for the first time. We give away prizes. We make it fun. The ship gets to know who we are. That's for sure.
So the one thing that is important to come and see us as soon as you board the ship is because those programs will have all the activities, what time, where on the ship, which floor or which deck, and is it in the front or the back of the ship. All the information is going to be in that program.
And if you came last year, we made some awesome improvements to that program. We're excited for you to see. So we'll talk about that. Now, while we talk about programs, and actually I'm going to jump into that on onboard scheduling. So come get our program, do your muster drill, enjoy lunch. That's the first day on board. The fun begins, okay? Mario, I'm going to have you jump in here and talk about the amazing, we're going to awesome islands, ports, Aruba, Bonaire, and Curacao. Jump in with Aruba, and let's talk.
I've been to all three places. Aruba is beautiful for its beaches. Now, actually, I'll say it after. Aruba, beautiful for beaches. And I also did the tour of the island. We paid, I think it was $200. We paid someone, and he drove us all over the island, showed us the spots where iconic spots, and then we spent a few hours at the beach, a very popular beach there. Now, Aruba, Bonaire. If you want to do snorkeling, or if you are able to do scuba diving, I've never tried it, but snorkeling I did. It's beautiful. Corals, fishes.
Oh, yeah.
If that's what you want to experience, Bonaire is the spot for that. And Curacao, I mean, there's a chocolate factory. There's a factory where they make the liquors, the Curacao, the blue liquor, but they also have like 7 or 8 other colors which have other flavors. They show you how they make it. And also we're gonna have some activities planned through one of our partners because she has properties and she knows other people that have properties in Curacao. So for those who will be interested, you'll get some more details once you're on the ship about those activities. But for those who are interested in following this partner, she will take us around properties.
I'm going to jump in real quick on that, Mario. I want to add one thing to that. On all these ports and excursions, we forgot to mention in the beginning, one thing that we found is we're all about networking, creating relationships, right? So once we're on board, we typically have small groups form and build their own little excursions and activities at each port, Mario, right? I'll let you touch on that a little bit.
Yeah, so that was my next point. If there's something that you absolutely want to do, you don't want to miss, there's a certain excursion you want to do, go ahead and book it and do it on your own. But the whole point of this event is to network and to create relationships with the other people that are there. So we encourage you guys to wait till you're on board and see what forms and what people's. Last year we had some people go to the beach, maybe 20 people together. Some went to do some excursions, about another 20 people. So you still have the freedom to do different activities, but really it's about networking. So I would suggest, unless there's something very specific you don't want to miss, go ahead and book that excursion. That's fine. If not, wait until you get on the ship, see what forms, and then decide what you want to do.
And there's a dedicated team on board, by the way. They wear bright orange shirts. So it's called the Adventures team, the Adventures desk. So maybe you guys have a group and you want to do something, but you're not sure what's right to do in each island. These are experts. They know the area. Go chat with them with your group, get ideas on pricing and what your budget is for the activities, and they'll tell you what there is to do in that area. I do want to touch on one more thing. All three ports do have something to do within walking distance of the ship. So you don't necessarily have to do an excursion. You can explore the ship in the port area or get to downtown on these islands within walking distance. Most of the time, not only to the downtown area, but also to beaches. And once you're on the ship, that information is readily available. So that touches on the ports and excursions. Mario, anything else you want to add on that?
No, I think that's good for that. We'll see at the end if other people have questions about
Next topic is very important, okay?
Shriari, we're just going to take questions at the end, if you don't mind waiting, okay?
So the next one is very important. The next topic is going to be internet. Internet on board a cruise ship is great and fun. We all need it. We're all in business, and we nowadays need to be connected for personal and business reasons, right? So internet is available for purchase on board the cruise ship. I do highly recommend the premium plan. I've tried all of them, and none of them are high-speed internet like on land, right? We are using satellite internet, but definitely get the premium plan, okay? There is a family plan if you have multiple people that need devices, but it's quite pricey, okay? When you get the family plan, because it only comes for 4, right? Otherwise, you could purchase it for each person individually. Now, the nice thing is with Carnival, they allow you to move it from device to device. So if you want to share it with somebody in your cabin, you can do that. You can purchase it for one person and then switch it back and forth very, very easily. The internet on board the Horizon, I've been on the ship many times, is not bad. It's enough to get what you need to do done. Take a look at Mario right now. He's on the internet on a cruise ship, and it's actually a sister ship to the ship we're going on. The ship that he's on is the same design as the Horizon. So it is a stable connection. You can get work done, but just be aware that there is times where it is slower than others, and it may lag. One thing I like to give people, a pro tip: if you have something you have to get done, you need internet on the ship, the best spot is going to be right next to guest services. You go to guest services and the internet connection there is always top notch, but it does work well throughout the ship. So the internet, go ahead, Mario. I was going to touch on pricing, but go ahead.
Well, yeah, just to be very clear for the speed, it changes from ship to ship. Last year, we didn't have a great internet on the Celebration.
It was horrible.
I'm on a different ship right now, and it's great. It's fine. See, I'm doing a Zoom, and it's not cutting. Horizon is similar to where I'm at now, but again, I want to be very clear, so there's no complaining, that do not expect the same speed that you would on land. You're not gonna get it.
It's not the same, but the internet works and it's great. Their pricing changes on the internet. I do want to say right now it's at, Mario, you purchased it recently. Do you know the price that it was on that cruise? Because they just changed it. I want to say it's somewhere around $23 a day.
Yeah, it's about 25 US a day. And that's for the premium. But if you buy it online, in your account online in Carnival, it's going to be cheaper than if you wait on the ship. It's going to be more expensive. It's like $10 more per day, so it gets pricey.
Yeah, I think it's a 10% price difference if you get in advance. So definitely get the internet in advance is what we're getting to. Go online and purchase the internet advance. I recommend the premium one for the whole cruise. It works. It gets the job done. Just be aware it's not what it is on land. Okay, onboard schedule. This is important. So you're going to have two schedules realistically once you're on board. Number one, the REI Summit at Sea program, right? So this is going to be our program that'll tell you all about of our scheduled summits that we're going to have and the actual seminars and the workshops, as well as team building events. This year, we're excited to add team building events and our network meetups. We typically do a network meetup in a public area on the ship, and then we are going to have team building events. And then our schedule is going to be different than what we did last year. I know a lot of you attended last year, but we're excited to announce that in the near future. You're going to get that once you're on board in that program. But we did make it so you have plenty of time to explore activities on the ship and also enjoy the ports. We will tell you, we have nothing, if I'm not saying on port days, right? Except for the meetups in the evening. But
the only thing we have on port days is the meetup and whoever wants to show up at dinner to have dinner together. But on the port, the actual port, it's whatever forms as a group. You make friends, you go do an activity, you're free to do what you want.
And then besides that, you brought up dinner. Let's talk about that and scheduling. You also are going to have carnival schedule. So it's called the Fun Times. You'll get one delivered to your cabin each and every day. This schedule and program will have the ship activities. It's very important. It's going to tell you when the shows are, when the comedy shows are, when everything is taking place from trivia and activities around the ship. So you have the REI program and the schedule from the cruise ship. The REI one, you'll have one for the week. The cruise ship one will give you a new one every day because their activities can change at any time. They are known to do themed events. Carnival's known to do an 80s night themed event and a white hot party where everybody dresses in all white. Those are the two that they have as of right now. We'll send an email as we get closer if anything changes. But typically it's rock and glow 80s and then a white hot party where everybody's in all white.
So the 80s, some of us dressed up in the 80s last year. It's pretty funny. So if you want to bring a costume, feel free. I also dress in white for the white party. It's a lot of fun. And I should add that there's also the captain night where we dress in a suit or nice. You don't have to, but a lot of people on the ship bring
There's two formal nights on this cruise. So just to give you guys a heads up, two formal nights. One is the captain's night Mario is talking about, and then they do a second formal night on a 7-day. The rest of the dinings are casual. I want to touch on dining. We are doing group dining this year, so you'll get that information once you're on board. But you have the option to eat on your own at your time, at your leisure. But if you want to eat with the group, you're going to be invited to do so. We'll explain the logistics of that once on board. Very easy, though. That's the great news there. We've got it all covered for you. Mario, I'm going to go over the last day, which is the debarking, getting off the ship when the time comes. Some pro tips on that, and then we'll open up to questions. Anything else you want to add before I jump into this next topic?
No, go ahead.
Okay, getting off the ship, debarking, this is important. Everything is done digitally via the app now. And actually, we didn't talk about the app. Let's talk about that now. There is the Carnival Hub app. It is very important you download and install this app. You will need it once on board. It's how you access everything. The schedules I told you that get delivered to your cabin, they're also available in the app, and they're very easy to use. The chat feature in the app is easy to use. So if you want to purchase the chat feature and then everybody on the ship or who's on the ship that purchases the chat feature can communicate well with each other. So let's say you didn't want to get the internet package, but you still want to communicate. The chat feature is $5 per person, and it's for the duration of the cruise, and it's only for people that are on the cruise, and it only works on the ship, okay? So if you want to get the chat feature, it's optional, great way to communicate. I know last year, a lot of our attendees had the internet package, so they created groups within WhatsApp, and it worked perfectly. So we can arrange that again once we're on board, okay? Debarking, getting off the ship is done in that app. The last day of the cruise, they will deliver luggage tags, and you will go and select what time you want to get off the ship in the app. Depending on what time you select you want to leave the ship, your luggage tag will match that time, and you'll get notifications within the app. it's important that you schedule and you pick that morning. The morning before we get off the ship, you'll select, and we'll remind you when we're on board as well. What time you want to get off. You'll put your luggage outside your door. They take them off for you, and you'll be good to go.
Typically, for debarkation, it's very early in the morning. Everybody has to be out of their rooms by 8:30 maximum. So it's going to be an early morning.
Yeah, so debarkation, 8:30 a.m., you have to be out of your cabin. You're not off the ship, but you do have to have everything out of your cabin. You can go get breakfast, hang out in one of the common areas until it's time for you to get off the ship. You get to select what time you get off the ship when you register for your luggage tags the night before. Okay, I think we are good. If you have any questions, you can raise your hand on any of those topics, and we will jump into questions and do our best to answer them all for you.
Okay, Shriyari, we'll start with you. You can unmute yourself.
So, what is Cloud9 package and the Spa package on this horizon?
Great question. So Safari is asking here is what a Cloud9 and a spa package, what is that? Cloud9 is the spa that Carnival has on board. They do have different packages from massages to treatments, and you can purchase those individually in the app. You can browse them. But there's one that's more popular than the others, and it's called the Thermal Suite. And it's a Thermal Suite package. Normally it's about $200, $250 for the week, and it gives you access to that Cloud9 Thermal Suite, which has a philosophy hot tub with minerals in it, a lot of different saunas, zero gravity heated loungers where you lay in them and the lounger is heated and keeps your legs at your heart level, so you're at zero gravity. It's amazing. And there's a lot of other benefits to getting the Thermal Suite pass. It's a really popular add-on. So you can explore those. They are cheaper. And by the way, Carnival recently has been doing a lot of bundle package deals where if you get something from the spa and the internet, you get a discount. So definitely get that app. You can do that now before check-in and start browsing these. If you need your booking number or any information, log into your REI portal and you should be able to find it there under event details. Click on the event details tab and you can get your cabin and booking number.
Also, I'll give you another pro tip that the first day when you get on the ship, if there is something that interests you at the spa, they usually offer a special. They call it the manager special, but it's between a certain time. So you have to go to that event that they create, and they usually have a special discount.
Charlie, is that it with your question, or did you have another question?
Yeah, so I wanted to know what is the other options like in-sleep options in Horizon, like water sports activities and what other activities they have.
Absolutely. So on the Horizon, they have quite a bit actually. So they have a ropes course, which we're going to actually have some of these in our team building events. There's mini golf. The shows on the ship are amazing. Carnival has done a major upgrade to their entertainment in reference to their shows on board. The food options, they have specialty dining options that are available. I mean, this ship is really amazing. It's a little bit smaller than the ship we were on last year. I know you were on board. So it's nice because it really, you feel like you're connected to the ship. It's hard to explain, but it's a beautiful ship.
It's a little bit older than the Celebration. I have to warn you guys. Okay, the Celebration was very spiffy, very sparkly. This one is a little bit older. Actually, they're sending it to dry dock, I think 2 weeks after we get off.
It's a fun ship. We were on it, Mario, 6 months ago, 8 months ago, and we really enjoyed it. We really enjoyed all its activities, especially the shows. I don't want to give everything away, but you have to go see the shows because if I say it's cool, but I don't want to spoil the fun. All right, we're going to jump to the next question. Go ahead, Mario.
Ronnie, you can unmute yourself.
Hi. Not so much a question. I do have about 4 hotel reservations I made a couple months ago. They're they have free cancellation. But if somebody wants a few months ago pricing, feel free to reach out to me. I've got a couple options there because I knew how much the hotel was after last year, especially being reading week.
Yeah, it jumps up the closer you get. So that was smart of you to do that. But that was very nice of you to offer that. You might have a lot of friends here in the near future hitting you up. But yeah, hit up Ronnie. Thanks. That's a great idea. Thanks for sharing. If you can transfer those over, that's a great call. Nicely done. And glad to have you back, man. Welcome.
Thank you.
All right, Melissa.
Okay, let's continue with Melissa. You can unmute yourself.
So when you said January 30th at midnight is when we can book, is that midnight what time zone?
East Coast US. So and that's when not you can book stuff in advance. That's when you can start your online check-in.
Online boarding.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Just want to make sure.
So that's 9 p.m. Pacific.
Yes.
Okay. And then my other question was, in cruises I've done before, there's the risk of on excursions selling out if you don't book them in advance. So do you have any concerns about that when you're telling not to book excursions?
We do, and that's why Mario had mentioned if there's something you want to do, like you see an excursion and you like it and you want to do it, we're not telling you not to because it could sell out. Okay. So definitely, if there's something you want to do, book it. But there are excursions available on the ship, and even the ones that sell out in advance, sometimes they hold a group that they sell on board. So that's why I said that's why we do a meetup the first night, and we really hang out and get to know each other. So if you form a small group and say, hey, it'd be cool, do you guys want to go do something in Bonaire? And then you guys can walk down to the excursion desk, talk about what's available, and book something. But if you see something and you want to do it, book it and get ready, and then maybe people will join in.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Okay. Julia.
Hello. So the meetup registration, it's different than event registration? Sorry, I missed that part.
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry for the confusion. No, it's just event registration. We just have one registration, and we'll let you know when that is in advance. We'll make sure we communicate it very well. The way that it works on a cruise ship is they don't give us our final locations on meeting space until right before. So as soon as we confirm that 2 weeks prior and it's set in stone, we're going to push it out to you. I just don't want to tell you where that is now and then it changes later. So 2 weeks prior to sailing, we will definitely inform everybody where the event registration is. There is one other thing you have to do, but it's for the cruise ship. And it's called muster drill. It's your muster station, and it's the place that you go in the unlikely event of an emergency, and you have to go there to scan in and see the demonstration they give you. So those are the two things: our event registration and the cruise line safety drill.
Okay, thank you. So the other question I have is the only thing we need to really do is to print our boarding passes and luggage tags, right? Like before we get on board and know where we all meet together. That's it. Like nothing else really needed to be done.
Basically, the online check-in, which is there's a process in that online check-in you're going to do. It takes about 20 minutes. And then you just need to know where to go for the event registration. Once you get there, we'll tell you everything you need to know from there forward.
And then debarkation. Am I saying
you got it. It's a hard word.
Debarkation day. Is this? We can carry our luggage out ourselves, right? I hate giving this away because this is just like.
Then you have to wait. I agree with you. Some people like it, so nothing against the people that want to put it out the door. I love carrying. It's called express debarkation. By doing that, you get to leave the ship whenever you want on the morning of. So you just bring your own luggage. When they say express debarkation, you can walk off the ship with your bags. It's very easy.
Okay, that's it. Thank you.
My pleasure. Thanks, and we're glad to have you.
Raymond, you're next.
Okay.
You can unmute yourself.
Can you hear me?
Absolutely. Yes. Raymond, hello, sir. Thanks for joining.
Yes, I'm excited to register at the stroke of midnight on January 30th, but you didn't tell me where to go.
You're absolutely correct. I kind of did inadvertently, but I didn't say it out loud, and I should have. The Carnival Hub app, you could do it there in the app, right? Or carnival.com. If you haven't done so yet, I'm going to add to that, and thanks. If you haven't done so, do both. Do the website. You can do either or, but ultimately the app is always going to work for you once you create an account and register your booking. It gives you a countdown. It'll say you have X amount of days left till you go on a cruise. Let's see. Mario and I are going on the week before. Let's see what the app says. And not only that, but you could shop the excursions, there's cabin decorations if you wanted to get silly with it, or maybe order beverages, water to your cabin in advance. So you can start doing that today. You don't have to wait until online check-in. Online check-in is only to do the online check-in. It's loading for me now, and I'll tell you guys what we got here. But yeah, carnival.com or the app.
Let me take over and share the screen. I will show them my my carnival.
So Mario and I will be boarding in 67 days. All right.
Okay, you guys see this?
Yeah, we could see that there, Mario.
You guys see my screen?
That's perfect. Yep.
Okay, so see, this is the cruise that we're going on. It's showing you 73 days, starts in 73 days. It shows the booking details. I can go in and start buying excursions. If I want to buy the drink package, I can buy it now. The internet, let's see, for example, the internet, just to quickly show you, but that's where you can start doing this today.
We'll see if this loads quickly, and then we have a lot of questions, so we'll jump to the next one. But any other questions while this is coming up for you?
Yes, I do have questions. Yeah, you told me to arrive a day early, but I want you to give me the exact date to make sure I arrive.
Of course. So the cruise departs on, I believe it's the 8th, right, Mario, if I'm not mistaken?
The 14th.
February 14th.
Sorry, I say the 8th because we're leaving on the 8th. My bad, guys. Thank you. On the 14th. So I would recommend arriving February 13th to the port. And forgive me for getting that wrong, but I'm arriving a week early, so that threw me off. February 13th is I would say the shortest amount of time. If you can swing it and you want to enjoy an extra day, arrive on the 12th. You get 2 nights in the hotel. That way, the 13th, you enjoy the day in Miami, and the 14th, you get on the ship bright and early. But otherwise, especially, and I'll tell you why, if you're flying from the West Coast, you really from the Central to the West Coast, by the time you arrive in Miami, with the way the flights work, you're going to get there late on the 13th, and the cruise leaves in the morning on the 14th. So you'll have a lot, it'll be kind of rushed. So if you can arrive on the 12th, I recommend it, but the 13th is definitely sufficient enough. But I recommend the 12th if you can, and stay 2 nights in the hotel.
So
One final
guys,
question.
go ahead.
Need a tux for the captain's night?
You don't have to do tux. It's just considered a formal night. I will tell you that a small amount of people do a tux or a suit. A lot of people I would say 90% just do business professional, or even a little bit more upscale than that. But tux on is not a whole lot, not mandatory.
Okay.
So guys, we just experienced the internet on the ship. I'm running Zoom right now, and I tried to open a website, and it wasn't loading fast enough. So there you go. That you can't run multiple things at the same time. You're not going to get that speed, but you can do one thing at a time, no problem.
Go ahead with your next question.
Scott, go ahead. You can unmute yourself.
No, I think he had another question, Mario.
I have one important question, and that is
Raymond, we'll jump back to you. Sorry.
The day I leave is the 12th, which is the day the day Team Canada plays their first Canadian game in the Olympics. And I'm just wondering if the Olympics will be shown here anywhere on this cruise, because they actually end when we dock.
Got it. I will find out. I don't know actually that answer, because what they have and what they show is unique. I can tell you that I would assume so, but I'll look into that and get you that answer for sure, Scott.
Maybe in the sports bar.
I'm going to send that answer to you, and then I'll post it in the chat as well as put it on the Facebook group.
Thank you.
Raymond, sorry, did I miss one of your questions, Raymond? No,
I'm happy.
Okay, Billy, you can unmute yourself.
Hello, everybody. So good to see so many beautiful, familiar faces and new faces. I'm so excited to meet you all in February. A couple questions. Actually, I have a comment first. I don't know if maybe you missed it. The debarkation, leave early, because it was a nightmare to get off the pier. To get like Ubers, we had to walk like quite a bit, and we just luckily jumped in with someone else. So like leaving earlier that day is better, because I can see some people laughing. It was quite an adventure.
Yeah, so real quick, same thing for boarding and getting off. The earlier the better, because there's 10 ships. So the later, I'm telling you, it makes a big difference. We're talking night and day. You get off early, there's a million waiting for you. You have a dime a dozen.
Yeah.
But if you wait,
I found embarkation actually quite smooth. It was the leaving that was difficult because it was like this mass exodus. Question, because I was just looking in the emails, where do we find our booking number? And can you send us a link of how do we get there? Because I can't remember where we find that booking number,
Sure,
and how we
absolutely.
get it to the REI portal. I don't remember how to get in there. So if you could put that link in the chat, that would be great.
Well, Mario will jump on that and put the link in the chat, and then it's ultimately it's just on our website. You just go to our REI website, which we'll make sure you have, and then there's a client
Okay.
login or a guest login button, and then when you click on that, you'll have your own credentials, username and password, and that's your private portal. But we'll make sure we send you the instructions of that, and we'll have it in the chat. And then once you log into that portal, there's event details. And if you click on event details, it'll have all that information. But I'll put together instructions on that and I'll send it out to everybody.
Okay. Awesome. Beautiful. And then finally about the excursions, I know I've cruised quite a bit too. And like it's really expensive getting shore excursions from the cruise from my experience. And I put it in the chat, I don't know if you guys heard, but some of us got together and did little things together as groups. So my recommendation being there already, I would hold off on this shore excursions because there's so much to do together as a group and we really bond together when we're do stuff like that. And Diana and I were thinking of doing like a tour and then do some hypnotherapy and do some fun stuff that Melissa and I are going to be doing on the ship. So I just wanted to put that out there for people as well, not to worry about shore excursions because
Billy,
we'll have fun.
we had attendees come back raving about what you guys did at the beach and on the water there, and it was amazing.
Yeah.
So I love that you did that. It was great. I'll never forget the game that you brought to that networking.
I'm bringing it again.
Let me
We're
tell you.
bringing it again because we have a networking night because Melissa and I are the platinum sponsors.
By the
so
way,
we're-
let's touch on that. Let's a big round of applause, hands up there for our platinum sponsors. Thank you so much, and it is seriously an honor to have you back. We appreciate everything you did last year, and we can't wait to see what you have in store this year. I got goosebumps. Like I'm not kidding.
a lot more. We have a lot more fun stuff that we're going to do throughout the ship.
it.
So yeah, stay tuned. We're
Any
planning
other
for that.
questions for us, Billy?
No, that's it. I'm just
Okay.
my kids are gonna be there. Oh, I was gonna ask you. I know you talked about the schedule and it's not gonna be as packed in terms of the speakers. So because I'm bringing my kids this time, so I'm gonna have to arrange for them to be at the kids club. I know Crystal and Andy are here and they're bringing their daughter. So
let me touch on that. The schedule is gonna go like this. The first sea day
He's giving you
is
guys
gonna
a
be
peek.
the first sea day is gonna be speakers from 10 to 4, I believe. The other sea days is going to be 10 to 1. And then we'll do a group activity in the afternoon. And if you want to come, of course, it's going to be fun. It's not mandatory. And the networking events is going to be at night like last time. So
can the kids come to those afternoon excursions that we're going to do together as a group? It's
Absolutely.
kid friendly?
Yeah.
Absolutely. And the kids can also come to see the speakers as long as, they will behave, that we don't disturb everybody else, right?
Yeah,
Do
typically.
we have a good kids club?
I was
in this
going to
one?
touch on that because mine go all the time. My kids have gone from the age of 2 to my daughter's 14. They love it. They go frequently. The cruise counselors on board are beyond phenomenal. I can tell you 9 times out of 10, my kids don't want to leave when I go pick them up.
Yeah.
So good luck on getting them out once you get them in there, because they actually like do things with them. They play activities. They have arts and crafts. They give you're going to come home with random stuff every day. Like, look what I made today. They have, games in there. So I can tell you the kids love, it's called Camp Ocean. And it's a lot of fun. And they do it by age groups. So they only are going to be hanging out with the kids around their age group, which is nice.
Okay. And I have one more favor to ask.
And that's all
everybody.
included. Yeah, go ahead.
Awesome. I have one favor to ask because it is my daughter's 9th birthday on the 15th. Last year I had to miss her birthday for the first time because my flights got canceled. So Alex is right, like don't snowstorms and everything, plan ahead. So I had to miss her birthday last year. So this year I want to do something special and I wanted to get the group together to do like a happy birthday or something. I haven't figured that out yet. So I just want to pre-warn you if you all would participate because
we'll keep 5 minutes.
We're going to make her
We'll keep 5
birthday
minutes.
extra special. Let me tell you
Yeah.
that right now. You have
Okay.
nothing to worry about.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay, Julia. Welcome back to the questions.
Few more oh yeah, I would never stop. Okay, so the first one I have, you were all talking about January 30th. as the check-in date. So if we don't do it on that day, if we do it like a week later or something, are we going to lose the opportunity or like spot somewhere or something or not? It doesn't matter really.
Yeah, so that's
like
what
how,
I'll
how
recap
critical
that
it
for
is.
you.
Mhm.
So if you check in later, you're going to board the ship later because it's on a first come, first
Oh,
served
okay.
basis. So if you board the ship later, the traffic
Okay.
could get more hectic. So try to do it closer. You can check in up until I think 24 hours before, but you have to do it within 24 hours of
Yeah.
cruising. But definitely do it as close as you can to that time. Like I literally wait and I do it right at 9 p.m. Like I hit refresh and I do it because it's that big of a difference on boarding.
Yeah, and then so do we have the settings, like how on the other cruise ship we have like 6 o'clock and 8 o'clock for dinner and we have to choose one? Or you saying because we all dining together, do we have a time already set up or how does it gonna work? Or it's not
Yeah,
exist doesn't exist at the moment?
no, it does. It's not set up. The exact time hasn't been announced yet, but it's going to be an early dining. I will tell you that. So we're going to give you guys instruction when you're on board, but basically we're going to have the tables reserved for a certain amount of time. So for example, this is not what it's going to be. Upon coming in, we're going to say, okay, dinner every night is at 5:30 in this dining room. If you arrive between 5:30 and 5:45, you can enjoy dinner with the group. If for whatever reason you don't make it in that time, the rest of the tables we have held will be released, and then you can come in and dine whenever you'd like. You can go at 6, at 7. Everybody should be on what we call my time dining, meaning you can eat whenever you want. You just check in on the app and you go eat. But our group dining will be fixed at a certain time, and we'll announce that time when you come to the event registration. It'll be on the program every day.
Okay, and the other question is like you're saying create account with Carnival. Like we create whatever account with you guys, I guess, right, Mario? Like we have some sort of account already created. This is two
That,
different things, right?
that
It's
was
not
that
the
was to
same.
book the cruise through us for REI Summit at Sea. Now you have to create your Carnival account for your spending on
Okay. So that's two different things, not the same password. It's a completely two different things.
two
Okay,
different things.
perfect.
You're going to need, I'm going to add to
Okay,
that real quick. When you go to Carnival and create the account there, you will need your booking number, and that can be found in our account. You
Okay.
just go to our account and you can get that.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, cool. I think that's it for now.
All right, we had a couple more questions.
Mr. Norm, Mr. Norm,
thanks for waiting, sir.
Okay.
you're good.
Question, like there's all sorts of YouTube videos on tips for cruising and this and that. I wonder like if they're put out by the cruise companies for their benefit or they're, hackers giving you, like for example, they say if you're not flying on the same day, we're getting off the ship on the 22nd, it's a Sunday, but it's actually way cheaper to fly on Monday, so we're taking a hotel room for Sunday. So they say if you're not flying right away, get off the ship as late as possible. You can eat on the ship, the specialty dining rooms, you don't have to go to the buffet. Is this type of tips good stuff or is it like questionable?
That's a great question. I love that question, and I make some of those videos. So I appreciate you asking. Some of those are credible, and there are some credible cruise people out there that make videos, and some have no clue what they're talking about, and they give advice. And I'm like, what are you doing? Just like anything else on the internet, right? I can tell you that in cruise videos, I have found more to be accurate than not, okay? So everybody gives different tips and tricks. I would say, 7 times out of 10, the information they're giving is pretty accurate and good. For example, for what you just said, if you're staying the day, absolutely stay on the ship as long as you can. Look, hide in a bathroom, make them kick you out. So yes, those are good videos to watch. And I want to add to that, watch ship tours. I know one of our questions was, what's on the ship? What do they have? Go look up videos on YouTube of that ship and you'll see how awesome it is.
Okay, other thing, you said that we don't have to give them our luggage the night before. We could take it off the ship ourselves. Is this correct?
That is correct. You can hang on to your luggage, and then, but the thing is, you have to be out of your cabin by 8:30 a.m. So if you are planning on being the last one off the ship, between 8:30 a.m. and let's just say 10:30 a.m., no matter where you go, you decide to do, you're going to have to lug those bags around with you. So if you don't mind doing that, then yes, keep them with you and take them off. But if
when you're getting on, do you have to check in your bag or you can bring it on yourself too?
Either or, same exact thing. You can bring it on yourself or you can have them bring it for you. And then you can, if you give it to them, they'll deliver it by the end of the first evening. If you take it yourself, you'll hang on to it until your cabin is available, and then you're free to go and as you wish.
So if you check in early and you have your own bag, you're on, you got your bag with you, you don't have to wait half a day to get it.
That's right.
That's exactly correct. I love carrying my own bag because I like to get settled in my cabin personally. So I unpack right away. That way I have the evening free. Some guests don't want to carry the bags around for those 2 or 3 hours on board. So they don't care about waiting. So it's personal preference on that.
And also it depends what you're bringing. Some guests, you should see the size of their luggage. If they're bringing half of their house on the ship. So
well, when you're saying 2-3 hours, like once you're on board, can't you go right to your room or not really?
At 1:30.
No, that's what I was saying earlier in the recording. Your cabins are not available until 1:30 p.m. So if you board the ship at 10:30 a.m., for those 3-4 hours, you're going to have to carry your bags around. And I want to tell you, I'll warn you, be very clear. The first day on a cruise ship, because you have everybody on the ship and they can't go to their rooms that first ship day with all their bags, right? It gets a little crowded and hectic just for the first couple hours.
Okay, David.
This is more of a question for people that were on last year, but I still have the Carnival app. Would it still be connected with any registration that you guys have done?
Yeah, so if you already have the app, all you have to do is log into the same account and input your new booking number, and it'll come right up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, you don't need to create an account. If you were with us last year, it's just as simple as logging in and adding your booking, and it might already be there for you when you log in.
Shriyari.
So I have 2 questions. Like first question is, how many of us are coming this time in REI Summit at Sea?
This year it's a little bit more people than last year. We did have some cancellations. I think we're sitting at about 85.
And second question is, there's one more couple, they want to come with me. Like I wanted to add for this Summit at Sea, REI Summit at Sea. Is it possible you can take more people now, or?
Right now the ship is sold out. We can keep looking, but we need sometimes rooms they become available.
I'm going to jump in on that real quick. Sorry, I'll let you know how that works. So if you have anybody, and this goes for anybody else, if you have any friends, relatives that are interested, what we would need is basically them to fill out one of the forms online. We would need their names and date of birth and phone number. And basically, I can tell you right now, the chances are slim to none that a cabin becomes available. But if we do look and we see one available, we can attempt to call them immediately and say, hey, there's a cabin available. Do you want to purchase? And they would have to purchase their ticket immediately because it's a first come, first served basis. But it's very rare, those cancellations, just to give you a heads up.
Yes, thank you.
Any other questions? All right, guys, I think that concludes this session here. We want to thank you all for coming one more time. I can't wait to see you all on board. We have a lot of things planned and up our sleeves this year. I know last year when we announced we were doing this again, a lot of you were excited to come this year, and it's going to be bigger and better. We plan on growing this quite a bit next year. We have some very exciting news already that's going to be announced real soon before we get on board, actually, in early December, here in the next couple weeks. I would say in the next 2 weeks. Very, very, very exciting news. I got to tell you, Mario and I did something REI related for 2027, and there are big, exciting changes to come. I have been on 47 ships myself, and I'm blown away with what I have to share. And I don't say that very often, let me tell you.
All right, guys. Well, we're going to keep the recording and send it in an email probably when I get back on land, because the uploading to YouTube is not really good on the ship. So you'll get that email in a few days if you need to rewatch the video. All right, we'll see you guys in February.
Bye, guys. See ya. Ciao, ciao. But hey, it's only for now.